Hello, everyone. Welcome to Off the Charts, episode 150. Before we start off, if you like this type of content, please like and subscribe. But first, cheers to all the viewers out there who continue to support. Thank you. I do this because it keeps people keep steam to be watching, right? So, cheers to you all. All right. So, there we go. I'm always afraid to friggin' waste some Grand Marnier. People have been asking, yes, it's Grand Marnier that I drink here, but I'm always afraid of. Anyway, lick, I guess, pichenette in French. Too hard, it's gonna go all over my desk. And anyway, rambling on again, Dan. So this is an episode I am doing. I guess would be I saw Steve from Rock and Metal Invasion do an episode about albums we hate from bands we love. Some I agreed with, some not so much. So I said, you know what? I'm going to make my own list. So this is kind of a part two. So I'm piggybacking on yours, Steve from Rock and Metal Invasion. I did ask for permission, and he actually granted me. It's in writing. So if we need to get lawyers involved, well, it's all in writing. I screenshotted it, Steve. Anyway, so I'm going to do my take on albums we hate from bands we love, and I'll get into it. Sorry. All right, so let's do this. First off, for my CD collection, this is not a surprise, and I tried Dokken Shadow Life. I love Dokken. And I was so excited by the one before this here, Dysfunctional. And then when this came out, the recording sucks. The song is like all grungy, and it looks like it was made on a $5 budget almost there. I never listened to this. Like, there's maybe one song that's passable, and it's cracks in the cracks in the ground. Some of these songs I couldn't even tell you how they go. I just, and I've listened to it more than once. Like, these albums, I've listened to them many times, but they just, like, they do nothing for me. So Dokken Shadow Life. I will admit, I'm confession time. When this album was coming out, I was sort of hoping it would fail, and boy, did it ever fail. So I'm talking about Van Halen 3. I remember being so friggin' upset that Sammy was booted out or quit or whatever from Van Halen. I was so mad. Like, I was inconsolable. So anyway, I remember my friend Steph, Motley Crue Steph there, having gotten an advanced copy, I guess, of this, and I think we were picking him up, and then he had it in a cassette, and he's like, yeah, I got the new Van Halen. I go, so how is it? And I remember his reaction, go, yeah. And I'm like, in my head, I was like, oh, thank God. So anyway, yeah, I Without You's good. Fire in the Hole's good. Yeah, that's it. The rest, like, okay, sorry. Without You and Fire in the Hole are very good. Apart from that, there's some. So yeah, this does nothing for me. Like, I give it a chance, maybe once every 2-3 years. And it near the end, I'm just like, why am I listening to this here? So Van Halen 3. Nothing against Gary Sharon. He sings his ass off on that. I just want to make that clear. So Van Halen 3. No. This one here, I was excited when this came out. And so my friend Steve from Rock and Metal Invasion actually put an album out by this band also in his albums we hate. But mine's different one. So I'm putting Rat 1999. This is a self-titled. He put Reach for the Sky. I was actually talking to my friend Steph about that on Yeah, Steve, we do talk about your channel from time to time outside. We were talking about that at the Helix show. It's like I actually like um Reach for the Skies. I'm like, there's one that I don't hate like as much as I love, and when I say love, I really love the song Live for Today and Breakout. Apart from that, this to me was a misstep by Rat, which I friggin' love. You guys know, or my friends should know how much I loved Rat, and this one here was just like, yeah. The one after that, Infestation, was so good, but this one here was like, yeah, like I never, I if I'm gonna listen to a Rat, this is not the one. So Rat, self-titled from 1999. I think that's what. Yeah. All right. Next up, there we go. I wasn't chicken this time. I was excited when they reformed the first one, just like Dysfunctional. I was really liking this one. Next, they came out with Tesla Forevermore. This is so dark and doomy almost. Ugh. A lot of these songs, I couldn't even tell you. Like, I tried. I love Tesla. Do I love this album? Not even close to, like, I don't hate it, but I really, really, really don't like it that much. If that makes any difference there. Like, I'm looking at the title songs here, and it's like, yeah, apart from the song Forevermore, which I sort of remember. But yeah, this is not the Tesla that I like. So I'm putting Tesla Forevermore in this. I'm sure some of these choices may not be that popular. Trust me, there are a few more controversial coming up here. All right, yeah. I love the Wild Hearts. I do not at all love this. It sounds like yeah, that's pretty much how it sounds. That's the album right there. Extremely trebly. It's like, think of 9 Inch Nails, maybe, like that kind of. I don't even know how to, like. Of course, if this comes out on vinyl, I'll get it. Like, I love the Wild Hearts. I'm a sucker to complete collections, but there's some songs I'm forcing myself to like here. Like Piss Joy is not bad. If you would take out the recording of it, maybe I would like it a bit more. But I'm curious to see, is there somebody out there who actually likes this album or actually knows about this album? Like, I keep mentioning this album. Nobody ever chimes in about this one here. So anyway, Endless Nameless by the Wild Hearts has got to be easily my least favorite. And I think it's the least favorite from a lot of people. But there's some people that find this to be brilliant for what it is. I'm not one of those guys. Next up, I'm afraid to put this one here, but I never listened to it. The one song I really like, so put Motley Crue, Generation Swine. Sorry, Steph. I just never listened to this. Like I said, Afraid, I find very good. The rest of the album is not like Brandon. Like, I know we talked about this on my Motley Crue album review, but yeah, and even when you re-listen to it, Shout at the Devil 97's probably a step down. It was fine. It's like, I find this like a fad album there. Like, Shout at the Devil 97 was cool at the time. Then you had time to hear both. And I'm just like, yeah. Anyway, this very misguided attempt I find there. Sure, Vince is back, which is probably what sold this, but yeah, I never listened to this. Sorry. But Afraid, I still think is a great song. But that's it for my CD collection. Don't worry, some of my good bands are in here too. This is not, come on, we all know that. And anyway, next up, Alice Cooper, Pretty's for You. Now, I know of one guy, um, and I know an old friend of mine who actually loves this. I'm like, why? This is parts of songs. Some of these are first takes. I think this was recorded in like a few hours almost. There is like, it's the one after that. Easy Action is a little bit better, but not by no. It is better by much by a lot, but that's just because I never listened to this. These 2 minute, 1 minute songs, or yeah, 1 minute 38, 1 minute 27, 109, 154, 109, 114. Like you get the idea there. So anyway, Alice Cooper, love the guy to death. He's my second favorite artist, but I never listened to this here. Curious to see if other people actually love or hate this album too there. So there you go. Pretty's for You. Next up, Sorry Steve from Rock and Metal Invasion. I know you love this one here, but I cannot stand this guy's voice. Although I do like him on the album. I don't know if it's even after or before this. Bad Girls. There's some songs on this. This is so far off from the band that I loved from the first 3 or 4 albums there. Um, yeah, this is not the same band at all. Uh, Dead or Alive is passable as a song, but yeah, I find this guy's voice very annoying. I know my friend Steve loves this guy here, but I think he's got a different cover. We've talked about this before. He knows I don't like this one. So now I'm actually going on record saying I do not like this album here. So Fast Away on Target. Boy, this more sounds more like a bitch and a rant fest than anything else. Oh my god, this one here. Yeah. This is where I gave up on this band. Luckily, I bought the albums long afterwards. I got all the collection. I love the band now. But Please Come Home. Please Come Home, Mr. Bulbous by King's X. I thought I hardly ever listened to this. I thought it was Take Me Home the other day. I was like, why can't I find this? Yeah, this is not the King's X that I know and love. It's very bottom end. There's something different, like there's something missing. Like the one after that, there, what the hell is it called? Manic Moonlight. It's better, a lot better. This one here, I would never recommend this to somebody. I love King's X there, but yeah, this one here, like looking at the picture, I can't, no, I can't. All right, this one here, maybe. I remember the album before this one came out, and when it came out, I actually friggin' loved it. The album before this one here, and that's what caused me to get all the collection of this band, said band. Then I bought the newer album of this, so I'm talking about Saxon's Metalhead. The song Metalhead is great. Then Sea of Life is good. It was just like I loved so much Unleash the Beast, and then this came out. I was like, it's heavier doesn't necessarily make it better to me. So this is another one here, Saxon Metalhead. It's like after I got Dysfunctional, I got Shadow Life. I wouldn't compare this as bad as Shadow Life there, but like you hear one album and then you get to hear this and you're like, yeah. So yeah, Saxon Metalhead, sorry. I like Saxon, like I love Saxon there, pretty much like all their albums there, but this one I was like, and I'm gonna save this one for last because this is gonna cause a lot of shit. So I'm gonna have a good sip here. I put this one last on purpose, just in case people didn't get. They were already tired of me talking, so so I've actually said it on my channel how much I don't really like this record, and it actually showed when me and David did a name that tune. I couldn't even name a song on off of this album here. So it was a toss up between their first one and this one. So I'm gonna go with this one. Judas Priest, Sad Wings of Destiny. I like my Judas Priest, like you got another thing coming, Love Bites, Green Manalishi, Turbo Lover. Like that's how I like my Priest. Not like Tyrant, like Genocide. I can't even sing of these songs. Epitaph, Island of Domination, maybe. Victim of Change is a good song. So is Ripper. But apart from that, Dreaming Deceiver and Deceiver, couldn't sing those songs to you. So yeah, I know this is considered by most. Yeah, like settle down, people. I'm just gonna give you a few seconds to come out of your from people who actually fainted. I'm sorry. I know this is considered a classic in metal. It's just not a classic in this household, I guess. I never listened to this. If I listened to it just to make sure it worked and to have it in my collection. I have all the Priests, but yeah. Who the hell's the drummer? Alan Moore. Yeah, I didn't know that. It was a toss up between this and Rockarola. Rockarola is such an obvious choice, so I'm gonna stir the pot a little bit and put Sad Wings of Destiny. So those are albums that I hate. Maybe hate's a bad word. I did buy it. Albums we don't love as much, or borderline hate, I guess, from bands we love. So I'm going to put the link of Steve's episode on the bottom here too. So check out his episode at the same time. And on that note, thanks for watching. Chime in. I'm sure there's going to be some few little what the fuck? It's again my channel, my tastes. I'm allowed to say what I want, right? It's free world, I guess. Free speech. Anyway, it's all for fun, guys. So don't hate me that much there. So on that note, have yourselves a great whatever, and we shall see you guys next episode. Take care. Bye.